Oh my god, ugh. Welcome back, everybody, to Sporks and Dorks. I'm Brittany, and today we're having grilled cheese and tomato soup mukbang. I love grilled cheese. Today, my grilled cheese are filled with onions and tomatoes, and look at that. It looks so good and messy, which is beautiful. Oh, of course. Oh well. So here we go in with the bite. Obviously, I drop everything on myself. Classic me.
That's okay, it's the charm about you.
It's like classic me, just dropping everything on myself. I just dropped a tomato in the tomato soup, so there's that. Okay. So today I wanted to talk about two experiences that I had in my life that I think are pretty unique. And, I mean, it's Halloween, so why not?
They're not good
No,
things that happened, by the way.
I said it's Halloween.
Yeah, but I think they'd be like, oh, it's just a little bit of spooky.
No. So, when I was about 11 or 12 years old, my parents moved us to Arkansas. And, so let me set the stage for you. In Mississippi, we lived in pretty much like a small town, little city. We, went in the woods a few times with friends and stuff. But our house was in the city. So my parents moved us to Arkansas and Egypt. Seriously.
Literally, we were like 20 minutes from town.
No, longer than that.
An hour, maybe?
Had to be an hour and a half.
I don't know, I didn't go to town a lot.
Not bad.
We didn't go to town a lot.
Had to be about an hour to an hour and a half outside of town.
Right.
That's how far out and wilderness we lived. So, there's a bend. Okay, so, like, there's a major highway that runs out in the country most, like, any country place, there's a main road, main highway, whatever the hell you want to call it. There was one main road that ran through this town. Let me tell you, the town consisted of a school, a gas station, and lo and behold, a mail place. It wasn't even like a real mail place. It was only like a little center. So you couldn't go and give the mail there if you wanted to mail a letter. You had to go in the city to mail the letter. The mail just came there to give the people out in Bump Egypt their mail. Anyway. So, there's this, okay. I don't remember where.
School was gated, too.
Yeah. So there's this main road. And about halfway in, on this main road, there's this bend. And we live on the bend.
Yeah, right next to a cattle farm.
Yeah. The bend, 2 houses, a cattle farm. Come around, go down a little bit. That's where we lived. And I was 11 or 12 at the time. So I was supposed to go get my sisters from school. Well, off the bus. I was in charge of getting my sisters off the bus because Desi's 2 years younger than me, Danielle's 3.
And you got home first.
Yeah, and I got home first. So, my mom allowed me to get my sisters off the bus because I wanted to be an adult. Now, I had a boy that lived next door to us who normally came with me to go get them. Normally. But me and him fought like an old married couple. Literally.
Honestly.
We were like 11 and 12 years old, fighting like we were 60. No shit. So me and him get into a fight. I don't even remember what it was about. Who knows? Me and him get into a fight, and he's like...
The people at school.
Hold on. So me and him are like... He's like, I'm not coming with you. I'm like, I don't want you to come with me. You just stay at your house. Don't want you to come with me. So, I start walking to go get my sisters. By myself. Ugh, the woman I am.
I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need a man to walk with me.
I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need the 11-year-old boy to walk with me. So, I start walking, and like I said, there's a curve. So there's actually a blind spot where because the cattle ranch is right there around the curve, on that curve. So the houses on the other side of the bend wouldn't be able to see you in that blind spot. But me, I like to run around the blind spot. So I didn't realize it, but there was a blue truck following me. And I didn't realize it. And so I ran around the bend, and right when I got around that bend, he came around and pulled up beside me and was like, because I was still walking.
Some guy in a blue truck did.
Yeah. So I'm still walking, so his car is still running. But he's like slowed down to the pace of my walking. And he looks at me. And he kind of smiles a little bit. And it's that smile people give when they're trying to calm you down. But me, my parents, like I said, are from Erie, Pennsylvania. That is a big city with a lot of crime. What the hell? I said that is a big city with a lot of crime. So they always taught us, don't talk to strangers. Like, don't take
food, candy.
Don't take food, candy, anything from anyone. And my grandmother always told me, like, there's something called a gut feeling. And if you get a gut feeling, get out of that situation no matter what. So I'm walking, and he's like driving at my pace, and he's like trying to make conversation with me. He's like, oh, how are you doing? And I'm like, And he's like, so do you need a ride? I'm like, no. He's like, well, it's a long way from anywhere. Do you need a ride? I'm like, no, I don't need a ride. And so he's still at my pace, and there's 3 houses, and then where my sisters got dropped off was like this old rickety barn house that this little old lady lived in by herself. She lived there alone by herself. And I was almost there. I could see the rickety barn house. Like, I could see it. And, he's not taking no for an answer. And at this point, my stomach feels like there's a big concrete ball in it. And your throat gets, like, real dry and you can't swallow. Because you know that something is the matter. That this is not right. Something is wrong. So, I run to the rickety barn house. And I, knock on her door. Because I wanted him to think, oh, this is where I'm going. I know this lady, I'm not afraid. I knew exactly what I was doing the whole time. I don't need you. I don't need your creepy self. And he drives away really fucking quickly. So when you come off the bend, there is a light there. So
But nobody's ever there.
No. And he, like, runs the light.
Oh, so
and he
floorboarded
leaves.
it, she said.
I was like, he runs the light and he leaves. And I'm just kind of, like, stuck there for a minute. And the lady, she was paranoid, so she never came to her door.
I mean, she was a little old lady who lived alone. She's like, I'm not coming to that door.
She was a paranoid old lady who never came to her door. So it's like, so I'm stuck there, like, knocking on her door. But when I realize he's, like, completely gone, I sit on her stoop where I always sit to go get them. And it's not even 10 minutes later that old boy was riding on his bicycle. And I tell him what happened. He informs me, because I didn't know this about him beforehand, that his grandfather was the chief of police, and he was going to tell him. And it made me feel so much better, because I was like, oh, like, okay, this creepy guy who, like, tried to pick me up and steal me, kidnap me, I know that's what he was trying to do. There is, like, there's someone out there who, like, is going to know what the hell happened, because, you know, damn well I wasn't going to tell my parents, because they wouldn't let me walk again by myself, so I wasn't about to tell them.
That guy always drove past our house all the time for no reason.
After that experience.
Before your experience, we didn't see him at all.
I was like, after that experience, because our houses were not close to the road. They were, like, back. Because, like I said, the cattle field, and then our houses were back. There was, like, a fence between us and the cattle field. And, so when he drove around, there was no way he could, like, you know, stop his car in front of our houses without actually coming up and driving into our driveways, which were connected by dirt and gravel. Yeah, no. So, after my incident, he always drove around and scared the hell out of us all the time. Because, like I said, he waited for me to be alone without the boy to approach me. And that scared the hell out of me. But, like I said, when you're a 12-year-old, you're like, I can't tell my parents because then they're not going to let me walk around by myself anymore. And I don't want to walk around with my parents. Which is stupid. Like, look, kids, if there are children watching this, and some creep is following you around, tell your parents. I know if I would have told my parents, my mom or my dad would have definitely been like, no, let me go get this dude. Let me see. Let me beat this fucker up. Like, that's just who my dad was.
You cussed again.
But I didn't. Because I wanted to be an adult. Now, my second story. Flash forward. We're back in Mississippi. I am now a proud 18 years old. Mm-hmm.
Were you 18? I thought you were 17.
No, I think I was 18 at the time. Maybe 17, 18.
I thought you were 17.
I'm a proud 17, 18. I am an adult. I am an actual adult. Not 11-year-old adult, an actual adult. And Kroger was hiring. So this actual adult said, I'm going to go and I'm going to try to get a job at Kroger.
Yes, I'm getting a job.
So I go into Kroger and I fill out the paperwork. I'm feeling high in the sky. I love Kroger. It's right around the corner from my house. Like, this is going to be great. It's going to be the best time. I'm going to have friends at Kroger. Like, it's going to go down. So, I do all that. Then, I get done. I come out of Kroger. And let me tell you something. Our Kroger is always packed. Packed full of people. There's never a time where there's not a lot of people there. there are always a lot of people at Kroger. This little old lady, I leave Kroger, and about 4 or 5 actual adults walk out before me. Like, big burly men. There was a woman with some children. All those people walk out before me. Before I do. So this woman, this creepy woman, little old lady, she's shorter than me. And I'm only 5'3". Look at me. All gross. This little old lady, she's shorter than me. And I'm 5'3", like I said. And this little old lady has the audacity not to ask the big burly men, not to ask the woman with the children, but to come to me. 17, 18-year-old Brittany. She comes to me. And she's like, I was just wondering, my husband's car, his tires broke around the back. Can you walk back there with me and help us? Bitch. No, I don't know you, and I'm definitely not walking around the goddamn thing into the back so you can hit me over the head and steal me and kill me and make me your sex slave. Hell no. That's not happening.
I'm sorry.
So I'm like, I tell her, I think all that. But I look at her and I'm like, no. And then she's like, okay. And like, another thing. Again, this is another time where like the pit of my stomach is like, oh my God, this lady is creepy. She's crazy. I need to be away from her. She did that thing that only creepy people do, where they try to touch you, but they're not touching you. So they're hovering. Their hand is like hovering. And she was doing that to my arm. And like my little hairs on my arm are standing up, and I'm like, no. And my grandmother, because I didn't drive, I still don't drive. My grandmother was sitting in the parking lot, but I couldn't find her car. I was like looking. I was looking all around. I was like, oh my God, where the hell is she? I'm gonna fucking get kidnapped. And she's not here! What the hell? And I was so mad at her in that moment. So I'm looking, and I told her no, but she like lingered there. She like walked away, but she didn't walk the fuck away. And I'm like, I finally spot where my grandmother is parked, and I just hightail it. I'm like, I need to get in that car. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna hit me over the head. No one's gonna know where the I am. She dropped me off, and now, oh my God, I need in my car. So I get into the car, and my grandmother's like, what the hell? What's wrong with you? What happened to you? Why do you look white? And I tell her what happened. And then I go to show her the woman, and the bitch is gone. I'm like, this bitch just straight up disappeared. Her car was not around the fucking corner. There's no way that little old lady hightailed it that fucking quickly around to the back of the fucking thing. As we fucking drove away, there was no car in the back, so I have no fucking clue why the hell she wanted me to go in the back of the store. There was no fucking car parked back there. There was only a fucking semi, okay? And then, to top it all off, a couple weeks later, we're back at Kroger. And me and my sister are like, we don't want to go in. We're gonna sit in the car because we're badass bitches and we can't be seen at Kroger. Like, I'm not happy about Kroger anymore. I didn't get the job, so it's like, I don't even fucking give a shit. So we're sitting in the fucking car, and lo and behold, they're not in front of us, they're like over here. I'm like, Danielle. She's like, what? I'm like, that is the bitch. That is the bitch. And she didn't even have a fucking truck. She had a little blue car. What the fuck? She had a little blue car, and her husband was fucking creepy as her. He was tall. He had a beard that made him look like Duck Dynasty.
His beard. He was okay. These people were legitimately creepy. She's not exaggerating. Like the old lady, you know those old women who live alone in their house, but they're like the ones who get violent even if you look at their yard, and they have like 50 some odd cats.
That's very specific.
That's exactly what she kind of like seemed like. Her aura was like, I'm gonna kill you. Her husband was Creepville. His beard went like, I think it hit his crotch. That's how long it was.
And let me tell you, at the time I'd never even seen her husband. That was the first time me seeing her husband.
Yeah, he was weird. He was creepy. I don't know, like, the aura around them was like Creep City, like, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington had nothing on them, like, their little creepy, like, Vil would be creeped out by these two.
Yeah, no, like, and like I said, she had told me that her truck tire had, like, come off or whatever. They weren't even in a truck, they were in a little blue car. And I was like, what kind of fucking scam is this bitch running? I'm not rich, so even if they weren't trying to kidnap me, maybe they were trying to rob me, I don't fucking know. Either way, I felt like my life was in danger. And I was like, fuck this Kroger, fuck the Kroger parking lot. To this day, I still don't go into Kroger alone. I don't think I've been in there alone by myself since the day that happened. I really haven't.
You're 25.
25. This happened when I was 17, 18. I still haven't been back into Kroger alone. And I'm 25. Okay? Like, no. Like, these two fucking events of my life have scarred me. I hate all people. And I'm always like, all these people are trying to kill me. It fucking sucks. Yeah. But like I said, if there's anybody watching this, if you get that feeling, run the fuck away. I don't care if you have to be the rudest biatch to somebody. If you feel that they're a danger, get away from them. Me, I was rude to her. I was like, no, and walked and ran away. I don't care if it hurt her feelings. I ran away from her. She was creepy. She was creeping me out. I ran away from the dude. I don't care. I don't care if he was really trying to give me a fucking ride. I was an 11-year-old. You're a middle-aged man. That's fucking gross. Don't be giving 11-year-olds rides, middle-aged people. That's fucking weird. That was my mukbang. I hope you had fun.
Really cursing at the end there. Got really hyped there for a second.
No, really. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Those were my 2 stories. I thought it was, like, legitimate to tell these because it's near Halloween and they're kind of creepy. So, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the other shit you're supposed to be doing. And bye.